It's cheaper to keep her. We've been hearing this more and more, especially recently. It could be the economy, could be politics, it could just be the fact that so many people have so much from one spouse, and if they have an abundance, maybe the other spouse has very little, especially in the context of a divorce. And this brought me to an expression from my grandfather, of all people, that there's nothing new in the world, everything is rinse and repeat. And that brought me thinking maybe somebody else coined that expression. It's cheaper to keep her. I can't tell you about our clients specifically. I don't tell clients names, dates, people, counties, nothing. It's strictly confidential. But I can say that I've heard this expression, it's cheaper to keep her, in the context of divorce for men and women, same-sex marriages, heterosexual marriages. I've heard this expression a lot lately. And that brought me to thinking about that expression. So I Googled it, as pretty much all of us do. And in my Googling, here's what I found. Apparently there is a gentleman, and it's in black and white for the footage, so I assume this is an ancient song. But again, going back to there's nothing new in the world expression, I found that there's an actual song, and here are the lyrics. Bear with me. I have to look upward a little bit, so I'm not rolling my eyes, I promise. For those of you that are watching, if you're tied up, you better stay tied up, because it's cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper to keep her, it's cheaper to keep her. There are some chorus lines here that are repetitive, as with any song. When your little girl make you mad, and you get an attitude, and pack your bags. 5 little children you're leaving behind. Son, you're going to pay some alimony or do some time. Isn't that the truth? That's why it's cheaper to keep her. Help me say it, y'all. See, when you get through staring that judge in the face, and of course that's exactly what you do in court, you have to go before a judge, whether Zoom, Teams, or in the courtroom, and you're getting questioned, and you have to answer for yourself. Florida's no-fault divorce state. If you haven't already heard that or understood that, listen to our other videos or podcast episodes. Getting your mind around that is of the utmost importance. You don't want to cuss the whole human race. That's why it's cheaper to keep her. You didn't pay but $2 to bring your little girl home. Now you're about to pay $2,000 to leave her alone. That's a Charlie Sheen expression. When he said to Jay Leno, famously after getting caught, along with Hugh Grant and some other celebrities, with the whole Heidi Fleiss prostitution ring and other things, and he said, Jay, I'm not paying her for sexual services. I'm paying her to leave. In other words, it's a service in which you're paying somebody to go away. And sometimes people conflate divorce with that very same thing. High-powered folks who have hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars or billions of dollars in the bank, getting a divorce may be simply a write-off, an expense to do something necessary. You may not like hearing that. It may not be moral. It may not jive with your expectations. It may even seem gross to you, but that is how some people view these things. You see another woman out there and you want to make a change. She ain't going to want you because you don't have a damn thing. That's why it's cheaper to keep her. Let's see. I know you think the grass is greener, way over on the other side. When that judge give you that dirty look, you may as well put your money in mama's pocketbook. That's why it's cheaper to keep her. Cost too much to leave her alone because you're going to pay some money. Alimony if you leave your home, I tell you, it's cheaper to keep her, and all the fellas, what I'm talking about. I'll bring you the message tonight. It's cheaper to keep her. She's going to cause you too much if you let her go, man. It's cheaper to keep her. And now here's what some of you actually do need to hear, because you might not be unhappily married, but little things might drive you absolutely crazy. That's marriage. You live together. You see each other every day, in some cases all day if you're retired, and then you're thinking about a great divorce. In other cases, you come home from work, there he is. You wake up in the morning, there she is, over and over and over again, and those little things pile up. And this song states it well. You might as well put up with little arguments and fussing and fighting. I'm going to tell you something tonight. I'll tell you, cheaper to keep her. Ain't it, man? Ain't it cheaper? And keep her, hell yeah. By the time you get through looking the judge in the face, you'll be lucky if you even have a place. So let's go back to it. Divorce means you're involved in a partnership, which is the marriage. You're ending it like you would a business partnership. And in doing so, when you end something, you inherently have to divide it. And this is a dissolution, just like a partnership is a dissolution. The presumption and the expectation is 50-50. So if you both were not earning the same amount or saving the same amount, or maybe you were not as prudent, or maybe one is more of a homemaker and a child rearer, husband or wife, and the other is more of the traditional, what you'd call the breadwinner, the hunter and gatherer, the person that provides all of the financial status and financial security for the family, that person stands to lose more. And the question is, would you really make a decision? Is it callous to stay with somebody because of the financial aspect of it? That's for you to decide. That's for your morality. That's for your life. That's your decision. Thanks for listening, everyone.